Today we are making Ghana's jollof from scratch, from chicken to rice to plantain. If you are new, thanks for joining, and to my old golden members, I love you. So first of all, we'll proceed to remove our chicken from the rubber. It isn't thawed yet, but we'll cover it and let it thaw before we proceed marinating our chicken. So after a while it has thawed, and I will first coat it with soya sauce, and this is just absolutely amazing. Oops, my turmeric is flying. So I add turmeric, add salt, and then I overpoured my black pepper, but it's fine. I added some garlic paste, some ginger paste, and of course I can't marinate my chicken without pepper. So I added pepper and it has boiled beautifully. So after a while, I remove it from fire and then proceed to fry it. I put my oil on fire and then put one bulb of onion in to make the oil very flavorful. Earlier, I removed my chicken out of the stock for the juices to drain off. So I am proceeding to add it into the oil. So we leave it on fire for it to fry. We turn gradually. After a while, as you can see on your screen, it is golden brown. So I proceed to just remove it from fire and then put it in my colander. I'm basically doing that so that the oil can come out. And after removing my onion from the fire, I do not throw it away. I either blend or chop it and add it to my stew. So to make the jollof base, I don't use the leftover oil. I'll tell you why. I prefer to use another oil. Even though there is flavored oil there, I prefer to use fresh oil. So I put a little quantity in the saucepan and then add my sliced onion. I fry the onion continuously for it to become translucent, and then proceed to add crushed ginger and crushed garlic, and also pepper to the base. I love to put pepper at the base of my stew because it reduces the heat of the pepper, and also not forgetting our black pepper. I add a little quantity to it and then stir. So I allow the stew to simmer beautifully, let all the juices evaporate, and when it's dry, I now add my tomato paste. I then add my bay leaves because there is more time for the stew to simmer on fire to enable the flavors of the bay leaf incorporate in the stew. And after a while, I add my stock to the stew, give it a stir, and then allow it to cook beautifully. At this point, I confidently add salt to the stew because all that needs to go in is already in. The stock is in, the spices are in, so I can add my salt so that it doesn't overpower the base of the jollof. And whilst this stew is boiling, I stir gradually, cleaning the sides of the saucepan because, guys, the sides of the saucepan are guarded with flavors. The flavors are guarded there, and you don't want to wait till you are done cooking to clean that because it will dry up. For the jollof, I would prefer to cook it in a non-stick pan. So I transfer the stew to my non-stick pan and allow it to finish cooking there so that I can add my rice to the base of the stew. A lot of people will prefer to add fish powder or fish to the base of this stew. I would also love to do that, but I don't have that. We mostly use amani. Yes, when I was growing up, we mostly use amani, but it's okay. We'll now wash our rice beautifully and then add it to the base of the stew. When I add my rice to the base of the stew, I don't add water immediately. I keep stirring, and we call it toasting. I keep toasting the rice so that the stew can incorporate in all the grains of the rice to make sure that everything is coated very well. I wait a little, allow it to toast. I add my salt. So I keep stirring, I keep toasting, and as you can see on your screen, the juices have all incorporated well in the rice, and now I can add my water. But the mistake I always do on this channel is I always forget to press play. I don't know what is wrong with me. So I added the water before noticing that mistake. But this is the quantity of water I use. Small quantity of water because with jollof rice, We do not want it to be very soft. We also do not want it to be very dry. I cover it with foil, allow it to cook, and then now come back to stir so that the top of the jollof can go under and then the under can come on top so that it will cook thoroughly. Whilst the jollof is cooking under low heat, we don't wait for it to get ready. We just start by frying our plantains. So this is the oil I use for frying the chicken. I wanted my plantains to be flavorful. That is why I decided not to use the oil for the jollof base. And as you can see, there are pieces of onions in the oil. Yes, I added onions to also give it more flavor. After a while, the plantains are ready and I'm scooping them out of the oil. After a while, our jollof is ready. As you can see on the screen, this jollof is looking good. It's looking juicy. So we turn it to make sure every grain is boiled and cooked. The chicken is looking juicy and we are coming to serve and consume. Yes, we have to serve it in an appetizing form. Garnish it as well, because who knows, probably some manager in a hotel or restaurant is watching us and wants to host us for their party, wants us to come and cook for them. So we are doing this in a well organized manner so that we can enjoy the food as well. I have my vegetables on the side. Don't forget to hit the like button to support your girl. Share to friends and family. Comment down below. Subscribe for more videos like this. Remember to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Depend not on your own understanding, for He will show you which path to take. I love you, and until next time, stay blessed.